Hey everybody, I am Mike Miller. I'm retired pastor of Boulder Creek Community Church. I spent 41 years of my life there pastoring, serving in a small community, and it feels very weird to be on YouTube. I honestly never thought I'd ever be on YouTube, and I started thinking about doing this for two big reasons. And the first is I have retired and I am feeling pretty bored. So I got to have something to do. And I think, secondly, I really like talking to people and encouraging and giving direction. And so here I am. I don't want to do the sermon thing or the Bible talk. I've spent 41 years of my life doing that and I like it, but I want to do something a little bit different. And besides that, all that seems to be covered fairly well by my clergy friends and clergy peers on Facebook. And there are a lot of good sermons out there that I could easily recommend that you find and listen to. They're helpful. And there are some not so good. I think you should try to avoid those quickly. And but there's some good stuff out there. But I just didn't want to add to that. I'd sort of like to go in a little bit different direction. I would like to be able to talk about some things that will help you by encouraging you and challenging maybe or giving you a laugh, something to talk about or think about. I plan to take a statement or a quote that I've come across that I think is kind of interesting, kind of thought provoking, and just talk about it, kind of amplify it, talk about it. I will talk about faith themes because that's what I'm about. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, and those themes fascinate me. And so I'll be sharing some of that, but I really don't want to go overboard in that. I don't want to overwhelm you with that. Many of you are not followers of Jesus, and I mean, you're welcome to be, but I want this to be just something a little bit different. So that's what we are doing. So the first quote I want to spend some time on with you today is "Tough times never last, but tough people do." This is by a guy named Robert Schuller, and it's one of those kind of quotes that just kind of grabbed me. I like it. It's positive. It reminds me that we all face tough times. We've all been through times of extended illness, maybe, or relationship problems, financial problems, job loss. Those of you who are single parents, young mothers, men who are single parents with young children, it's very hard. We've been through emotional struggles. And now everybody is facing the same tough time, the attack of the coronavirus. And this is worldwide. People are being infected with this virus. We've hear of people who are passing away because they can't get through the virus. Maybe some people you know are loved ones, and it's just unbelievably hard time. And more are being infected. It seems like we've lost jobs. We're facing financial pressure. And we're struggling with things like being bored out of our minds. We're lonely, we're frightened. Our kids are starting to drive us crazy, and we're driving each other crazy. But the quote's helpful because it just brings us back to a reality. Tough times won't last. They're temporary. Some are longer than others, but they're all temporary. Most tough times are just like passing through, and they hit us and they move on. And your life will not always be this way. One day, you'll get to go outside. You'll get to see people and actually talk to them and be closer than 6 feet. And you'll be able to touch your face. You won't have to wear a mask. You can go to the store. You can go back to work. You can get in your car and drive somewhere. Because tough times just don't last. But the quote also says, but tough people do. And if I just want to say, it seems obvious, but if you are still here, you've been through some tough times and you're tougher than you thought because you're still around, you're still standing. I'm not talking about physical toughness. I know some people that are pretty tough. I used to serve as a chaplain with the Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Department, the best sheriff's department around. And there's some pretty tough people there. And I was grateful when I rode with them because I'm not that tough. But we're not talking about that kind of toughness here. We're talking about mental and spiritual toughness. The facts are you have been through many tough times, scary times, lonely times, overwhelming times, times of loss, times of not having enough. And they are over and you're still here. You're tougher than you think. And that's encouraging. But it's not about physical toughness. It's mental, spiritual. Tough times can leave us with some wisdom that we didn't have before. Can leave us with some life lessons that we would have never learned other than through that tough time. And they leave us stronger. Since the kind of strength we're talking about is mental and spiritual, I think we need to learn to think a little bit differently. Not only think about how bad it is, how terrifying this is, what's the latest stat of how many have it, and all that. We're just overwhelmed with that information. But I think maybe the quote can really help us. I think to change our thinking, we need to learn to interrupt the negative thinking with two very powerful words. These are not secret words. They are powerful. Yes, but. Things are really bad. Yes, but. Oh no, more people are infected. Yes, but. Tough times never last. When you learn this, it is amazing. You know, it's really amazing how powerful our mind is, how powerful our thoughts are. They direct us. And it feels like we just can't change how we're thinking. I can't help the way I think. We've all said that. But it's really easier than you think to trick your mind. Two little words can interrupt it, throw your line of thinking off, and take you in a new direction. People do it all the time. So, simple. Yes, but. It's hard. Simple, but not totally easy. Yes, but. Sometimes you have to say it a lot because most thought ruts we have are pretty stubborn. Sometimes you're going to have to say it out loud, real loud. Yes, but. And it's a way to change. And then you need to learn to communicate hope to yourself. And not just say, oh, there's hope. But that's not enough. We need some specific things. So when this is over, I will. Or when this is over, I'm going to. Or we will, if you're with other people. These simple little phrases are speaking hope in your life. They're telling you there's something to look forward to. Not just another day of boredom or being stuck in the house. No, they're saying to you, one day this will be done, and then I will. And it's so powerful. Hope is so important. It's so essential. We need it. That's what I like about this time of year is as we, as Christians, think about Easter, because we're thinking about the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ this week. And it's so powerful. It breathes hope to those who are followers of Jesus Christ because it says something better is coming. It says that when we go through hard times, they can be turned around into something good because of what Jesus did. It says there's life after death, there's forgiveness, there's newness, and it's just so powerful. I love hope. And if you can learn to communicate hope to yourself by saying, when this is over, I will, you're doing an amazing thing. You're speaking words of hope. You're saying something's coming. These things need to be realistic and doable, not just pie in the sky, but real things. And some of them you can begin to do things now while in isolation that help that happen when you finally get out. But it gives you hope in what feels like a very hopeless time. Well, while we're making these adjustments, one day you'll realize we're through the problem. And you are a survivor. You made it. And you'll see that you're tougher than you thought. You did this. Nobody did it for you. And that'll be great. All because tough times never last, but tough people do. Hey, thanks for listening. If this was helpful, I hope you'll click like, or maybe subscribe. Tell somebody else who maybe didn't hear. It'll be encouraging to me. And if you didn't like it, go ahead and check like anyway. Do it for me. And I'll be back in a few days. I'm thinking about doing this once a week. After all, I don't want to ruin my retirement by working. But if I show up sooner, you'll realize, you got bored and wanted to do it again. So I hope it's helpful. Thank you very much. Until next time.